This episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT is brought to you by Coach's Corner Digest.
Mic check 1 2. Coach JT in the building. What it do? 94 feet. That's the space we own. From baseline to baseline, make it known. Dribble the beat. Pass the rhyme. Got that hardwood flow, transcended space and time. Swish, nothing but net. Word to Reggie Miller. These other podcasts, they just fill up. We elevate, never hate. Dropping knowledge, seal your fate. 94 feet, that's the court, that's the pod. Talking hoops, ain't no facade. 94 feet, hit a bounce, hit a swish. It's that podcast, granting every wish. From the jump ball to the final buzzer. Analyzing plays like a lyrical puzzler.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. This episode is brought to you by Coach's Corner Digest, man. Shout out to Coach's Corner for linking this episode up. Kai Live is getting ready to pop off, so we got a couple interviews coming up. Again, Coach's Corner, man, tap in for all your updates. Man, they got these rankings. They got these dope springtime games with the elite group of young, talented male and female athletes. Tune in, man. It's going to be a big summer for them. Kai Live is going to go crazy here in Sacramento. I will be on scene doing live interviews, getting information. Shout out to Woods Media. We working on some stuff behind the scenes, man. We just growing the brand and growing the expanding everything right here, man. I'm going to jump into this intro. My guest today is a section champion. He's from Brooklyn, from the Big East Impact, you know what I'm saying, playing in Brooklyn at Providence. Now he's coaching a champion section winning team at Natomas High School. He's also the director of expanded learning with Northern California Public Schools. And again, like I said, he exhibits leadership, mentorship, life, but also just the grind, man. I gotta admit, he got me our first game. I ain't forgot it. It was a great game, though. It came down to the wire. Can't wait to get him back on the court with my guy, Coach McKenzie. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Champ, I can call you champion. How does that make you feel overall?
It's a good feeling, man, to give the community and these kids that experience, something they'll remember for forever.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's probably the most freshest thing for me right there. Look, we're going to jump right in that part. I was at the game. Got to sit behind the bench, watch you guys do your thing, man. For the history behind that, coming up short before. But again, to get a section title, I believe still so early in your career here at that school, what was the overall year like, bro? And then to finally win one and get it done.
I mean, so these last 3 years have been a roller coaster. My first year, I had a great group of kids. We made a push, fell short to who we played this year,
really?
Venture. So we played them, took the L. It's a great game. And then we made a push in the state that first year as well. You brought up a great segue of us playing that first game. It was a great game.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for you taking that game.
Oh yeah.
So it helped mold us and it helped shape what we do. But to fast forward, we got there again in the second year, lost it, fell short again to our in-league rival at Casa Roble. Had a great team. And then this year we introduced a lot of new, different dynamics. Shout out to Coach Brian Edwards. He came over and joined us.
Yep.
And he brings a lot of a winning mentality, a lot of positive energy. And it was just slight, right? Something slight that you just never realized what was missing.
Yeah.
Add that with a plethora of new faces, talent. We got our guy A-Wall back.
Yeah.
We added Marcus Harris. We pushed through, and then to see the senior year that Mano Jenkins had,
Yeah.
it was divine because we again played that Venture Academy program,
Yep.
and they've been on us. They've been on us for these last 3 years. So it was a great game there as well. So it just was kismet to just get it done, and like I said, bring it home to the community.
Longevity, consistency, right? Not the first time. And some coaches, as we know, get blessed that first year out the game. Like that is a miracle to get a section title your first year. But also some coaches, you got to go through it, or you just got to stick with it. And I need to talk about Coach B. He's here in the studio, man. I'm gonna shout him out, give him his flowers right now, man. I don't even know. I think it's been 2 years ago now, 3 years ago, something. I'm with my boys. Post-COVID, a couple of years, Coach B, I'm like, man, some backpacks. Coach B's like, how many you need? I'm thinking like 12 something. Nah, Coach B said, come pick them up. I got 32 for you. Come to the house. I'm like, what? Go to the house, pull up. He got boxes for me. So I ain't forget that, Coach. Like I said, and I know his son too. Got to teach his son as my class at Fortune a while ago, but just a good dude. So I know he was in good hands, but I was like, oh, he's solid. He's like, nah, Coach J's here. I got you. I was like, what? Open up for the boys. I'm like, hey man, this ain't me. This coach hooked y'all up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else at another school we don't mess with like that. But he's cool, man. So again, I gotta show love, man. I was definitely impressionable, but also support, right? Other coaches that support what you're doing is hard to find, and that rock with you, as we know, right? It's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, man.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm not knowing your personal background. I'm like, okay, California coach. Like, wait, he ain't from the West Coast like that. I had to do some more homework, some more research, man. So, and to come all the way out here, but let's get in just originated, man. Where you from? Let us know where you from. What was it like growing up? Because again, Providence. Again, now we know basketball. We grew up in the basketball area. These kids probably have no idea about what Big East is. Who was in the Big East, bro? Right. It's amazing. Just give me a little background about that, man, and everything.
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Come from a humble beginning with 2 Jamaican parents.
Okay, sorry. What part of Jamaica, bro? Your parents from?
They from Spanish Town.
Okay, my dad is from like Kingston, Port Antonio. Yeah. Everybody over there.
Both my parents from the gutter. If you look up Spanish Town,
facts.
Yeah,
grow up differently.
Different. I experienced that. I had to warm up my water. To take showers some days and baths and all that type of stuff. So
yes, sir.
Humble beginnings, man. Humble beginnings, but it molded me. It molded me. It shaped who I am. It shaped how my experience and how I view life. You know, so grew up in Brooklyn. Went to a school way out of my neighborhood. Severian High School. That's where Chris Mullin went. You know, Hall of Fame. Okay. Lefty, one of the top shooters in the history of the game. And just that experience alone, just those 2 things, having to take a 90-minute train bus ride to get to school was huge. And I tell my kids about it. I literally try to give them and infuse what I've been through so they can understand how real it is.
Did you do that by yourself too?
So there was times when that dedication came.
Long ride, bro.
It's a long ride. Yes, I did it by myself. You know why I said I hesitated on that? Because there's a difference between doing it by yourself and going to school for regular school hours, right?
Yes, sir.
Getting to school for 7:30, 8:30.
You up?
I was up at 3, 4 o'clock, going in early to get there to shoot, work out at 6 a.m. And those are the differences that I try to get them to understand.
Boy.
Super. I was lucky because once my parents realized, like, I was dead serious about this, they're like, "Yo, where are you?" I'm at school already. How'd you get there? I took the train. All of that. So once it got real like that, probably around junior year, they would drive me, get me there, which was a blessing in itself. And those days,
you set the tone though. Like, I'm cool. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Again, as we know, right? Trying to get these young life today to do that. That's all I'm asking for. If you do that, I'll take care of the rest.
Right.
But that's the part we got to try to pull out, and it's tough. But go ahead, man. That's
no,
dope,
definite,
bro.
definite. Dope. So I was blessed. I chose the school just based on opportunity. I didn't go into high school ready to play basketball. I went there to play baseball, to be honest.
Okay.
So once I was able to, lock in, like I said, junior year, I was playing with potential McDonald All-Americans. I was lucky. I was lucky with that sense. Guys like LeVance Fields. I got to wake up and watch, Sebastian Telfair and scrimmages and all that type of stuff while he was filming Through the Fire. There's a major point that I haven't talked about often is when I got a call from Riverside Church, one of the most historic AAU programs in New York. They said, "We need you to come down to IS8, a huge, huge tournament, and we need you to play." I didn't play not 1 minute at all, but I sat on that bench with the Juice All-Stars. Tiny Morton was the coach, and we literally played against, I think it was the Philly team that had like Kyle Lowry and a couple other guys. But
they end up going to Villanova,
absolutely,
winning the ship.
Absolutely. At the time, I didn't know what was going on.
But you stuck it out?
So this is why that story's crazy. Guess who was on the court with Sebastian Telfair? LeBron James. If you look at Sebastian's recent interviews, he talks about that. When LeBron's team came to New York, I was literally a junior in high school, and I was sitting on that bench the whole game, watching that game. Just watching LeBron. He only scored 2 points.
But just watching the interactions,
the
gameplay,
crazy.
The intensity.
Quicker, faster, bigger, stronger, all of that. Yeah. I was just soaking it in. So I just took all those experiences. I went to 5-star camp, went to ABCD camp, played on the AAU circuit for Nike team, whatever. And then just was blessed. I had a bunch of different offers. I chose Providence because I wanted to go against my high school point guard. I wanted to play against LeVance. I didn't want to play with you anymore. I
That
wanted to
is
play against all of these guys I was playing with. So that competition, that level of competitiveness, that's just what I was looking for.
and again, like I said, we're in a different era. That was something that we look forward to. That what motivated us to go against somebody either with school or no, I'm saying in my area, you at that school, we got love off the court, but now I'm trying to destroy you,
Absolutely.
or you're my motivation. Like, nah, I'm doing me.
Absolutely.
And you know, the team up aspect was not the level back then like it is now. There's
Nah.
a lot of dudes wanted to make their own name for themselves and create their own environment, and that's what I step like. Don't y'all want to do something different?
Mhm.
I understand, like I said, in just the world today, right? Participation trophy awards, or do you want to participate in winning, or just participation award, like just you know what I mean? Because I want to go on the court.
Right.
I want to play. I love my teammates. I want
Yeah.
to play, bro. If
Nah,
I let you know
real,
what I mean, I
that's
want to go on
real.
the court. I want to do something, man. So
That's real.
was there somebody? I mean, East Coast. I know it's a crazy question. Who was some people? You said Chris Mullin already. Anybody else you looked up to? Watch a lot of game film. Want to mimic your game up? Because again, as we know, basketball on the East Coast is different, but it's a legendary hoopers from that side of the country, man.
So yeah, Chris Mullin, I'm not gonna lie, I was blessed to to work out with him.
Fire.
So that changed me from my sophomore year. I did that because I played JV. I had to go through the ranks. I played freshman. I played JV. Only played 2 years of varsity. So that workout stands out bar none. The first day he ever came into the gym, and my coach, which was his brother, Terrence Mullin, he was like, "Yeah, I want you to work out with my brother."
That's
I have
fire.
no clue who this
He
guy is
plugged
at the
you.
time. No clue.
A legend.
The first hour of that workout, all I did was form shoot for an hour.
Form shooting, kids. Y'all hear that? Form shooting.
100%.
Now I see all the kids pushing the ball in the palm of their hands. They shooting, think they doing something. Like a couple of kids, y'all got that's what the seams on the basketball are for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just grab it and shoot it.
Yeah.
Bro. Rotation, y'all know.
100%.
All right. If you make a good shot, it'll come back to you, right? Oh, yes, form shooting. You got
100%.
daily, right? Daily deposits with that.
Daily
You said the
deposits.
first full hour.
Full hour.
From the
Full
best,
hour.
though.
Yep. Absolutely. It's crazy because when I really just reflect on that, after the workout, we did some movement shooting and so on and so forth. He walks out the gym or is about to walk out the gym. And the way Severian High School is, we got our side hoops. He's walking out. He has the ball. He looks. He's like, all right, Bri. Takes the ball, throws it off the wall.
Makes it.
And makes it in the hoop.
And he probably did that a million times, too.
Probably. But he did that, and I was just like, that's different. It's different.
That's what's up, man. Coming up out there, getting into, you said baseball was a sport you were playing too. Which one was your preferred sport at that time?
It was baseball.
Baseball. What did you play?
I was a right fielder and I pitched, so I ended up having a cannon.
Yeah, I definitely. I played right field, but I believe I'm lefty. They used to get mad at me, like, why are you over here trying to cover it? I'm covering center field. I'm running everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was like that's what I'm out here for, right? For make a play. What's middle? Was it middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th there, or just 7th, 8th?
Yeah, same middle school. It's funny you bring up middle school again. Just giving myself opportunity. My parents just making the sacrifices. I went to middle school with the same school that Joakim Noah went to.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You've been around some basketball players for real.
Yeah. So it was rubbing off.
I was gonna say, right, that overall impact of mentorship or just being in a room, same room with people, right? I'm getting a few nuggets here and there, getting pieces, communication, or just watching, or I get to go against these dudes is like a blessing for real, man. Opportunity. Overall, what was the high school career like, man? I mean, was it memorable? Was it something like it was cool? Was it struggles? How'd that go?
Nah, it was memorable, man. It was memorable. I literally scored 2 points my whole freshman year. So that's
on way but up, right?
Yeah, that's the only way but up. Like literally. So when I really work with these kids, and especially obviously being out here telling them these stories and trying to give them this motivation, it's a fact. Like it's documented.
Yeah,
2 points for the whole season as a freshman.
Yeah.
It definitely took nothing but dedication. But that next year, played JV, won a city championship, averaged like 25 points a game on JV. So then the following year, ended up starting on varsity, won a city championship and a state Catholic championship.
Nice, man.
So
that's winning's in the DNA and the pedigree too, man. With the work, right? You said again, 2 points. I didn't jump right into it.
Yeah.
Well, what was your workouts like that in high school? You said it was getting up early. Anybody else was grinding with you, or was a lot of solo acts?
Nah, there was guys out there that set the blueprint for me.
Okay.
Guys like Rudy Mitchell, who was another senior who was not as heralded but had that heavy work ethic. Guys like Burns and Dennis Hepworth. These are just high school guys that they didn't make it past the playing high school basketball. I think I think Rudy played D2 St. Anselm's. And honestly, I got to give him his flowers. My guy Junior, he showed up to my Hall of Fame speech. He had one of the purest jump shots that you could see. Like if you look at Ray Allen, the way Ray Allen shot it, my boy Junior shot it just like that.
Very similar.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, so I honestly a lot. So you asked the question about memorable impact. So Mullin obviously takes the cake, but it's days where I'm working with Junior. He was a senior when I was a sophomore.
He was pouring into you.
Right, he was pouring into me. He's the reason why I started dunking. He was like, take a tennis ball and just go up there like you're gonna lay it up. You know what I'm saying? And then just keep doing it. Consistent. All right, it's fine. Now you could go get that volleyball over there. Take the volleyball. Oh, all right, cool. Now you ready. You keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that.
Right.
So it was a lot of nuggets that just kept coming to me. I again, the grind, I just found it. Like I would go up to the BX, the Bronx, 2-hour train ride to go play games with FYA. And my guy Justin Lee Mouth, shout out to him. We would grind, bro. It was a grind.
That's what's up, man. But like as we know, right, that's why it pays off. But also, we're in a generation where you got to show them even visually, right? Our speaking, they could care less. We the older heads, we the old heads. They don't care nothing about what we did. We stand there like, man, I don't care unless you got video or you got a highlight reel, you got an Insta, whatever. But you talk about the recruitment process, right? Opened up crazy for you. What was that like, man? Was that something that anybody else tell you what they have been recruited, have stories, or knew kind of what to expect, or was it all new to you? How did it hit you?
It was new. It was new. We just navigated it as a family. My mom was heavy on the education, heavy Jamaican mom. Rest in peace to my mom. She was heavy on it. I know it's Mother's Day. Shout out to all the mothers out there coming up. Happy Mother's Day. But that's how that process went for me. My high school coach just one day randomly called me in and gave me 2 duffel bags, like the small duffel bags, and said, here, take this home to your parents. I opened it, went on the way home. I looked and I was like, Pittsburgh. It was like a informational. I started looking at the letters. It was different letters, different divisions. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we got home.
Wait, both of them bags had all letters in them?
All letters.
Jeez. Very Duffels. I mean, Duffels.
Nah, it was Duffels. It was Duffels.
Damn.
It was a Duffel. And it was because we just had one.
You had that run, right?
We had that run. And I was playing on the circuit. I was playing on what's Nike EYBL now? That's what I was playing. I was on. So he just handed it, said, take this home to your parents.
That's a lot.
And y'all go, whatever you need, we can go from there.
Okay.
So my mom, first things first, she saw Columbia, she saw Yale, she saw Harvard. She's like, oh yeah, this is we right here. This is what
education.
Mom sees education. Yep. That's what she was on. She was like, let's do this right here.
Yeah.
And funny enough, we really, that's how we started. We started right there.
Cool.
The education was the key. We took unofficials, we took officials. We went to go check all of them. We went to Yale. Coach Jones, shout out Coach Jones. And his brother, the other coach, they was twins. One was at Columbia, one was at Yale. And Mom was like, listen, if you're going to go into school, you're going to get the best education. All right, cool, Mom. So, I took my time with it. We took all our other visits, shout out to George Washington, to Rhode Island, to St. John's, to Pittsburgh, Virginia, all of those other schools that were a part of the process. But once I realized, like, where all my peers were going, I'm like, yeah, he's in the Big East. He's already at Pitt. I don't want to play with him at Pitt. Again, I said, like, I don't want to play with my teammate. I had AAU teammates that was going to Seton Hall. I had AAU teammates that was already committed to St. John's. I had AAU teammates that was already at UConn. All right, what's next? Where can I match and have the best of both worlds? And that's when we came with Providence. Once we realized that they put the offer on the table. Academics matched what Mom was looking for. Basketball matched what I was looking for.
Cool.
It was a match made in heaven.
That's what's up. What would you say the biggest change for yourself you had to bring to the table coming from high school to college? What was something you had to work on or improve on? Something you like, you know what? This is different. Yeah, I was skilled in high school, but this might be a little humble pie for me.
Ball handling. I say ball handling. As much as I worked on it, That was never natural for me. I was able, I had a high motor, I was a high flyer, and then I was a great catch and shoot guy. So that getting that in between game is where I found it the most difficult freshman year. I played a lot freshman year because I wasn't trying to do too much. I would rebound, I would shoot, or I would move and run the offense. But I was able to work out with trainers once I got there. All of those guys. Actually, you know, it was funny. I just realized the trainer that really leveled me up from that freshman year to sophomore year is the same trainer that worked with Westbrook, Steph Curry. Dang, his name's slipping my mind right now. Big dude. But anyway, so I went from averaging like 1.8 points as a freshman, so that was familiar. And then sophomore year, I averaged like 11.5 in the Big East, so huge.
Yeah, double digits for sure, man. What'd you major in college?
Business management.
I said no, mom's on the education piece, so she's like, oh, we're going to get this done. So I know she wasn't playing business and management. So being a student athlete, like, it's got to go hand in hand, but also the leveraging, the networking that comes from that. How rigorous was the academics at Providence while you was there while trying to play hoop?
It was tough. It was tough. That first 2 years, they got a course called American Civilization, and it's just pretty much like all freshmen and sophomores just figuring it out. There's so many kids in the class, the teacher barely knows if you're there, type thing. So that was a struggle in itself. Like, you got to show up, and no one's really over my shoulder. So after a while, it got to a point where I we skip a couple. You feel a little freedom.
Sign me up. Sign my name on the roster. I'll be there tomorrow. I got you.
But the great thing about Providence is obviously in most institutions you have to have your GPA, your certain GPA to be eligible and so forth. So they were on us. It got to a point where the managers was knocking on our door, walking us to class, waiting at class for us.
Better not run out this thing.
Yeah, really. So now they held up the bar pretty high. Business management, and I was, you don't get to always use it. But I was fortunate enough, so I used it throughout my tenure and career so far. So
now, prior to leaving to go overseas or pro, stuff like that, graduation first or went straight? Okay, what was that like to see? Because again, we all parents' graduation, especially moms. It's for them, right? What was that like? You know what I'm saying? Getting to accomplish that for yourself and for the family, man.
I'm not gonna lie. After sophomore year, it was like you become a jock mentally. So I just pushed and persevered through for moms, really. It was opportunities and talks about leaving after sophomore year when you got a big year like that. So I kind of checked out, go halfway through junior year, came back, realized like, all right, I'm here for the 4. So to be able to culminate that time out there in Providence, it was amazing. The whole family came. Mom, it was one of her best moments. She was proud, so definitely blessed to have that network too. Yeah. That network's huge. So
jumping out of graduation, done with the college as a collegiate athlete, what's next for you?
So I graduated with a fractured ankle. Yeah, so that was tough. I didn't even get to play in the Big East tournament that year.
Oh man.
So I didn't get to do the senior game for college. I was supposed to be in a dunk contest for that. But yeah, I just grinded. I just took the same mentality and work ethic that I've always known, and I got myself back healthy, got in shape, and then signed a contract to play in England for my first year.
Have you ever been there before?
Nah, that was my first time.
What was that like? A long flight, I know.
It was a long flight, but it was a culture shock. The culture shock, but in a good way, because I was able to. I've traveled with my peoples to Jamaica.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it was good to be be there for the sport, but then again, it was good to see the culture and how far and globally different it is. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, it was dope.
That's what's up, man. Definitely experience. These kids nowadays are blessed to travel out the country so early. Like, dang, my nephew and family members, I'm like, y'all got stamps on the passport. Y'all ain't got a license yet.
Yeah.
Y'all traveling everywhere, man. That's the one, again, but I think as adults now we work hard so ours can have, which is good. So that's definitely a blessing to do that.
Right.
Bro, what brought you out this way? Because that's we a long way from the East Coast, man.
That story started in college. So after that sophomore year, like I said, I was getting ready to with draft talks. I went out to California to do some workouts with some agents and so on and so forth. Shout out to Marcus Camby. But
Can be.
one of my best friend that was on my AAU team, Larry Davis, he was at LMU.
Okay.
So
SoCal.
right,
Yeah.
he was holding it down. Him and another New York veteran guard, Vernon Teal. So after I finished my workout, I would link up with them, late night runs and so on and so forth. But that week that I was out there, that's where I met my wife. So we became best friends, and we grew together throughout that process, and then ended up, we got married in 2017. We eloped in Hawaii. Just a one of those love stories, It was So all of that to say, once COVID hit, we got my son Ty, and we just looking for to hunker down with that COVID stuff. So we was just like, man, listen, your mom is says she want to help out. We out there. So I just went out 2020, ended up getting a gig at Sac High.
Yep.
And then the rest is
going.
It's history right now. It's still going.
How it's not easy having a coach as a spouse or boyfriend, husband, anything. How she deal with it?
It's still an ongoing process, brother. Listen, man. If there's one thing I need to always highlight, and this is not the end of this, so we're gonna get this out the way, is shout out to my wife. We got to normalize thanking our spouses ahead of the speech or throughout the journey, and not just as the journey ends.
Right.
It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. I mean, the basketball community and those basketball lifers, we buy into the sport, to the dream, to the grind so heavy that sometimes we have blinders on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to find that balance as much as possible. And we work through it. But shout out to her, Ryan. You're my rock. Real talk. You honestly, I couldn't do it any other way. That's that's a major topic, and for real, it's
sacrifice,
a real one.
As much as we sacrifice right now, you're like, oh, I appreciate you for sacrificing for me. Thank you.
Especially during season.
Oh man, you already know.
Hours
or off season. All right, y'all, I need my off season at least a couple of weeks or a certain time to family.
Yeah.
I need a place to stay. on my piece of my crib when I go home. So I gotta do some things right. Expanded learning though, man, just the business part too. I mean, and that's education stuff like too. How'd you get into that? What was that field? Was that something that kind of came up just about out of nowhere, or something you always kind of want to do and dabble in, or opportunity, or what?
Yeah. It just came. I was teaching math at Natomas that first year as part of the gig, and just through networking and just being ambitious and trying to just level up. It found me. Great organization. Kip is everywhere. They're all over New York. They're in the South. They're in Texas. So to find that opportunity, expanded learning is a huge and amazing program. Especially where I'm at. I work in Stockton. So giving those kids so many different looks and opportunities, homework help. We got teams going as well in the elementary and middle school.
Good.
It's
Support,
a blow.
Man.
It's dope.
That's what's up. Personally for you, what does it do for you to be able to, outside of coaching, right? So basically you're coaching in a different aspect. How does that make you feel internally, right? Because again, somebody else's kid, but also it's a different aspect. This is really longevity, education, life, communication skills, all that stuff, trying to provide for them. How does that make you feel just internally better give back or at this aspect outside of basketball?
I think it's what I was born to do. I think it was instilled in me from, all of those years being with, my mom and dad, having that Jamaican upbringing, just to give back and to promote, positivity and, growth, in any facet. We use basketball as a tool to teach life.
Facts.
So with expanded learning, we kind of give them outside opportunities, right? It's exactly in the name, to better themselves.
That's what's up.
Simple and plain.
When's the last time you been back to Jamaica?
Oh, probably like 3 years ago.
I think that's when I took my family went back. My twin sister too though, so she took the kids, and we ain't been back since we was like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay, nah.
We got off the plane and like touch shores. They say it was like damn home. I was like, it's a different feeling.
It's a different.
It was. I was like, but you talk about that offline before we started, bro. Uncle house. I'm like, and we ain't been there a while. First, I walk in, my uncle crying. He's like my twin. We ain't seen him. I'm like, wow, like, and then but I'm walking the kitchen. Yeah, they got the one pump over here.
Mm-hmm.
Water. She's like, oh, don't use that one.
Don't use that one. Yeah.
This is for this. I was like, I look on top of the houses. They got I'm like, but my again family shots to them. My uncle just opened up a pharmacy out there in Jamaica too. But we own like 5 houses on the same block.
Right.
And they got the one house in the middle. I said, this is a little shack, a little store. I was like, this is a real little convenience store in the main of the hood. I said, oh, this is different.
Different.
Living, but they
different.
They together. That family is everything. Good, bad, or ugly though.
They gonna ride.
They rock, man. They ride. No mess with one of them. Like my dad was the oldest out of 7.
Oh yeah.
So and all boys, I think 1 girl too. So it was just like, man, but just to see that atmosphere,
that's dope.
That's a lot, but I think also attributes to just the work ethic, because that's what they got to do over there.
Mm-hmm.
You got to survive, bro.
Yeah,
like you got to make it.
That's real.
You know, and I think that's just something in turn. Like bloodline, Jamaicans big about that blood.
Mm-hmm. Nah, facts.
Like it means everything. Congratulations again on that title. But also just for you persevering through everything, bro. Again, we big on flowers, but just overall supporting other coaches too. I know we gotta do that more here, nationwide, locally, whatever. So some stuff in the works, man. But shout out to you, man. I know it could be up and down.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, like I said, what the circle is, Coach B's here as a support system too. So that's dope. But I'm personally, again, to you, man, tap in if you need something, chop it up, whatever, bro. Detach, because if somebody don't offer it up, man, we could go, this thing go south real quick for us, man. But what do you do, bro? Like I said, May is mental health month. So just what do you do for yourself, bro, outside of, wife, family-wise, but to kind of recoup, rejuvenate a little bit, take a step back? What do you do, man?
Man, you know how you just said you touch soil?
Mm-hmm.
I touch soil. I make sure I get on that court.
Okay.
So I get up and down. Like I do this year specifically, I got into that West Sac League.
Okay.
So that just to get that feeling of competition and playing under the whistle again. Yeah. That's what I do.
How's your body feel after them games, man? Because mine hurt.
Yeah, nah, that's the part. That's the part that,
bro.
When you realize you doing it, you think you're doing it for therapy, right? But then you end up really like needing physical therapy.
I'd be sore, bro.
Nah, yeah, but it's still good though, right? Because it brings you back to that place. It brings you back there. It's like, and you hear it everywhere. You hear it like, a kid in the gym by himself, dribbling and envisioning, shooting that last shot, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like, all right, yeah, my shoulder feel a little sore, but all right, now I'm motivated. I'm gonna do a couple push-ups in the morning. So I think that's huge for me. You know, that's me. That's how I get it. I try to get on the court.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. As you know, so at the end of every episode will be I ask my guests though what their personal triple threat basketball, drill, pass, shoot. But for you, man, for somebody new student, old student, whoever gonna watch this interview, just to know you personally, man, I want 3 things that you can say, man, this is me, it's how I move, or what I carry myself. Give me your personal triple threat.
I'll say leadership, family, and positivity.
I already know, man, knew it off the rip. So that means you live by that leadership, family, opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
What about the opportunity?
It's exactly what we're here for with this Natomas thing. I was given an opportunity. I'm giving these kids that same opportunity to present themselves, and it's just about capitalizing on that. Anybody could just roll the balls out. Any kid could just show up, but when you capitalize on opportunity, great things happen.
That's what's up, man. You heard it here first. Brought to you by Coach's Corner. You see it right there on the screen. Coach B's here. Coach B over there. Yes, 94 feet with Coach JT. Again, shout out to Woods Media. Coach's Corner Digest. Tap in, man. Kai Live coming up. A lot of dope interviews on the way. I'm going to be there doing live interviews with the squad. Dope footage content, man. Visit the website, 94feetwithcoachjt.com. I want to give a big shout out to Paul, man, for tapping in for this interview, bro. Appreciate you, man. We out.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Yo, mic check 1, 2. Coach JT in the building, what it do? 94 feet, that's the space we own. From baseline to baseline, make it known. Dribble the beat. Pass the rhyme. Got that hardwood flow, transcended space and time. Swish, nothing but net. Word to Reggie Miller, these other podcasts, they just fill up.
We elevate, never hate. Dropping knowledge, seal your fate.
94 feet, that's the court, that's the pod. Talking hoops, ain't no facade. 94 feet, hit a bounce, hit a swish. This that podcast, granting every wish. From the jump ball to the final buzzer. Analyzing plays like a lyrical puzzler.